Every one of us is born carrying a lantern, but also a cave. The lantern is the self we show the world, polished, flattering light that wins approval. The cave stays behind us unlit. It holds everything we learned to fear in ourselves. The anger we swallowed to stay loved, the ambition we shrank to stay safe, the hunger and shame we were told were too much. Most people spend their lives feeding the lantern and fleeing the cave. But here's the truth. The cave is not empty. It's alive. It whispers at night. It leaks into our jealous thoughts, our quiet resentments, our sudden bursts of rage. Carl Jung called this hidden terrain the shadow, the unlit half of the soul. And here's the paradox no one warns you about. The very darkness you're running from might be the forge of your greatest strength, creativity, and freedom. If you dare to step inside. In the next few minutes, you'll see why confronting this shadow can break the grip of ego and unlock a power you didn't know you had. Jung said the mind isn't some neat modern office with everything filed and tidy. It's an ancient house. Some rooms we know well: kindness, intelligence, charm. The spaces we keep clean and bright because people visit them often. But deeper inside the house are doors we've bolted shut. Maybe as a child you were punished for anger, so now you tell yourself you're never angry. Maybe rejection taught you to act modest and small even when you want to achieve big things. Maybe shame taught you to wear a mask so polished that nobody can tell how afraid you feel. But here's the truth. When you exile parts of yourself, they don't disappear. They wait. They slip out sideways, as jealousy when someone succeeds, as passive aggression when you feel overlooked, as self-sabotage right when things are going well, as sudden rage that surprises even you. The shadow is not some monster you destroy. It's a reservoir of energy you've locked away. Maybe you've met the coworker who smiles sweetly while subtly undermining everyone, or the friend who claims they never get angry until one day they explode over something tiny. That's the shadow showing up uninvited. Jung believed every thought is alive with what he called psychic energy. Some thoughts rise and stay conscious because we welcome them: curiosity, hope, love. Others we push down because they scare us or feel wrong: anger, desire, shame. When you push them down, you don't erase them. You only drain their strength and hide them in the basement of your psyche. But energy doesn't just vanish. It sits there, waiting. That's why old wounds or buried desires can suddenly crash into your life when you least expect it. Trauma does something even more powerful. It chains huge amounts of energy in the dark. The deeper the wound, the stronger the shadow that forms beneath. And when enough pressure builds, it leaks out, sometimes as quiet numbness, sometimes as self-destructive chaos. In the past, it was harder to curate perfection. Now, it's effortless. We live in an era where you can polish your public self with filters, carefully crafted captions, and personal brands. Social media rewards the performance of strength and punishes vulnerability. Ideologies promise belonging if you just stay simple and predictable. Consumer culture sells ready-made identities. Buy this, post that, become someone admirable. But there's a cost. Every time we hide the messy, raw human parts of ourselves to keep up an image, the shadow swells. We end up with more fear, more anger, more loneliness hiding just under the surface. And because we won't face it, it leaks through online outrage, tribal shaming, or the quiet emptiness behind the perfect profile picture. Jung didn't tell us to kill the shadow. He told us to meet it. Integration begins when you can say, "This too is me." It's not about loving every dark thing you find. It's about turning toward fear and asking what truth it's hiding. You can begin simply. Radical honesty. In a journal, admit envy, anger, superiority, without trying to justify. Spot projections. When someone irritates you deeply, pause and ask if that trait lives in you too. Creative expression. Write, paint, make music. Give the shadow a voice so it doesn't act out in secret. Safe dialogue, therapy, trusted friends, or even a private voice note can bring what's hidden into light. Once you name and express these parts, they stop sabotaging you from the dark. Meeting the shadow isn't the end of the road, it's the forge where raw material becomes power. Nietzsche called this process sublimation, turning heavy drives and dark impulses into courage, art, resilience, and even love. Rage, when owned and refined, becomes courage. Envy, when faced honestly, becomes a map for growth. Shame, once understood, can turn into deep empathy for others. Nietzsche warned, when we refuse this work, darkness rots into resentment. But if we forge it, that same energy becomes strength and creative fire. Your shadow is a black flame, feared because it's wild. But with patience, it becomes gold light, powerful, alive, and yours to wield. This isn't just theory. You can start transforming shadow energy every day. Daily Shadow Check-in. Ask, what emotion did I hide today? Where did I fake strength or play small? Symbolic creativity. Write a story about your envy. Paint your rage. Compose music from your grief. Controlled confrontation. Take one small, scary step. Speak an uncomfortable truth. Admit you want more. Show vulnerability. Philosophical anchoring. Read a single paragraph of Jung, Nietzsche, Marcus Aurelius, or the Buddha. Then ask, how can I live this right now? Movement and embodiment. Run, train, dance. Let the body metabolize what the mind has suppressed. This is what I call lucid intensity, living fully awake in a world that tries to numb and distract you. The ego wants you flawless, untouchable, applauded. Mastery wants you whole, flaws included, chaos included, because wholeness can't be manipulated. The modern world sells easy belonging and applause, but you don't have to buy in. You can claim your chaos, refine it, and walk free. The shadow is deeply personal, but universal. Every human you meet is carrying some locked room, some buried flame. We hide because we fear rejection. But the journey isn't about perfect gurus preaching down. It's travelers sharing fire with other travelers, so we dare to face ourselves. Every time you integrate one more dark piece, the world becomes a little less fake, a little less cruel, a little more awake. Together, we rise beyond ego. Together, we learn to master the flame that once scared us. Somewhere inside you lives the thing you fear most, and the thing you need most. The shadow isn't your enemy, it's unused power. Don't bury it. Don't let it rule you either. Face it. Learn from it. Forge it. That's how distraction turns into depth. That's how ego transforms into real strength. Step into lucid intensity, a life of truth, freedom, and unshakable inner fire. And as you do, remember, you're not walking alone. Together, we'll integrate our shadow and master our flame.